the next topic of the cell, that is the different types of cell in the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life, that is cell. Now children, today we will be discussing about different types of cells which have been divided on the three bases, and the three bases are on the basis of number, on the basis of nuclear membrane, and on the basis of organism. These are the three categories on which the cells have been divided into three types. Children, if we consider the first type, that on the basis of number of cells, on that basis cells are categorized into two types, that is your unicellular cell and multicellular cell. Unicellular cell means the cell which is made up of one cell, and multicellular cell means there are multiple number of cells present. Then on the second basis, it is on the basis of nuclear membrane, and this is also again of two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Now what is nuclear membrane? Nuclear membrane is the outer boundary, it is the outer wall which is present surrounding the nucleus. Children, if this nuclear membrane, if the wall of nucleus is present, then it is called as eukaryotic cell, and if this wall is absent, then it is called prokaryotic cell. Now the third category, depending upon the organism, there are two types of cell, plant cell and animal cell. If the cell is present in the plants, we will be talking about plant cell, and if we are talking about animals, then the animals are made up of animal cells. So children, these are the three categories on which all the living organisms are made, and they are having different types of cells. Let us now children discuss the difference between unicellular cell and multicellular cell. And these are differentiated on the basis of number of cells. Now first let us know the meaning of unicellular and multicellular. Children, the term uni means one, single, and cellular means cell. So single cell. We will be discussing about the organisms who are made up of single cell. And children, here the term is multicellular. Multi means many, several, abundant, and cellular means cell. So here we will be discussing about the organisms who are made up of many cells. So let us now start with the unicellular. So unicellular organisms consist of single cell. It means that the cell is single. The organisms are single. Here in case of multicellular cells, the multicellular cells consist of many cells. If I draw the diagram, if you don't understand, you will be nicely understanding with the diagram. Now this is a cell. This is a cell. Again this is a cell. So multiple number of cells are forming the organism. But here in case of unicellular, the organism will be made up of only one cell, only single cell. So your unicellular cell consists of single cell, and your multicellular cell consists of many cells. Now children, the second point is saying that all the activities is performed by a single cell. Now the cell is responsible for working, for doing all sort of works. Each and every function inside the body of an organism is performed by a cell, and that is why it is called as structural and functional unit of life. So this cell is responsible, children, to perform all the activities. Now suppose if an organism is made up of single cell, then obviously all the functions will be performed by that cell only. If I take example of amoeba, and this amoeba is a unicellular structure, unicellular cell. So this cell is only going to work for another cells are not going to help him. responsible to perform all the various types of function. So single cell is responsible for all the activities which will be occurring inside the organism. Suppose this amoeba will be having respiration, they will be doing digestion, they will be having the egestion process. All the functions will be performed by the cell, unicellular cell, but those functions will be performed by itself only. The cell is not going to get support from anywhere else. Now, if I consider the multicellular cells, then all the cells perform their respective activities. Now, this cell will perform its own activity, own function. This is going to perform its own function. This is going to perform its own function. So, the multiple number of cells are there and multiple number of cells will be performing their own respective functions. All the cells will be having their own particular work and that particular work will be performed by that particular respective cell only. Hope children, this function part is clear to you all. Now if I move to the third point, that division of labor is absent in case of unicellular organism, unicellular cell, and multicellular organisms, they are having division of labor. So division of labor is present in multicellular cells. Now this is important to understand that what is division of labor. Division means separation and labor means work. So all the cells, I told you that if the organism is made up of one cell, if the organism is having only one cell, so all the functions will be performed by this cell only. Other cells are not responsible. So that is why your division of labor is not there. The small works. Therefore, now I told you that your amoeba will be having respiration, circulation, excretion, nutrition. All the functions will be performed by the amoeba, this unicellular cell, but division of labor is not there. Another cells are not going to help it. But suppose if I take example of this cells, here division of labor is present. I told you that this cell is going to perform its own function. Suppose this cell will perform respiration, this cell will perform excretion, this will perform nutrition, this cell will perform your circulation. So all the cells are going to perform their own respective functions. So division of labor is there. Children, if you don't understand, I will take another example. Suppose children, I take an example of a human being body. We have lung, liver, kidney, stomach, all different organs we are having. Heart, all the organs are performing their own functions. Liver is helping in digestion process, stomach is helping in digestion process, lungs is helping in respiration, heart is helping in circulation, kidney is there for excretion. So different organs are present and they have their respective functions. Kidney is not going to help in respiration. Heart is not going to help in excretion. So all the organs are having their respective functions. Similarly, these all organs are made up of cells. So cells present in the heart will help in circulation process only. It will help in heart beating only. If I talk about the cells of kidney, they are responsible to support kidney for excretion. If I talk about the lungs, the cells which are making lungs, they will help the lungs to respire only. So this is called as division of labor. Every work, each and every different type of works will be performed by different type of cells. If I make it more clear, I'll take example of a house. Suppose in a house we have drawing room, we have bedroom, we have washroom, we have kitchen, and there is importance of every room. If I talk about kitchen, inside kitchen we make a food. We don't go and sleep over there. For sleeping we need a bedroom. We go to bedroom and then we take rest. In our drawing room we watch TV, we take rest. We don't go and sleep over there. For bathing, for getting fresh, we go to washroom. Anywhere inside the house we don't go. So it means that each and every room have its importance and each and every room is particularly made for a special type of function. So similarly, inside inside the body of a living organism also. The organisms are either unicellular or they are multicellular. So if the organism is made up of single cell, then all the functions will be performed by that single cell only. But if an organism is made up of multiple number of cells, then all the functions will be performed by different type of cells which are localized, which are made for that particular type of function only. Hope children this point was clear. Now the next point I will discuss, that is lifespan is short. The unicellular cell is having a very short life. Lifespan means from the birth till the death. The time period is called as lifespan. So in the unicellular structures, your lifespan is very short, and in a multicellular structures, the lifespan is long. They have a long life. So children, this was all about your unicellular cell and multicellular cell. Now let us move to the second basis, that is the type of cell on the basis of nuclear membrane. Now children, I am moving ahead with the second difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. These are the types which has been categorized on the basis of nuclear membrane. If the nuclear membrane is present, then the type of cell will be eukaryotic cell, and if the nuclear membrane is absent, then the type will be prokaryotic cell. Now children, first I will be dictating the difference theoretically, and then all the differences I will be explaining along with the help of diagram. Now what the theory is saying, let us know first. Prokaryotic cell is a primitive cell. Primitive means ancient. Ancient means when the evolution started, when the origin came, when the life came on earth. Since that time, when the earth was formed, since that time, the single cell which came into existence, the single cell which came into life in front of us, that is called as primitive cell. So during that time, the cell which was appearing, the cell which was present, that cell was called as primitive cell, and that time the cell which was formed was not having nuclear membrane. Now diagrammatically I will be explaining you that what is nuclear membrane, then you will be understanding. But first let us know the theory. So primitive cell. So present in lower organism. Lower organism means microscopic type of organisms which are made up of single cell organisms. So they are called as lower organisms. And when we say that your eukaryotic is present in higher organism, means these organisms are the complex organism. That means they are made up of multiple number of cells. Prokaryotic is organisms which are made up of single cell, or they are very minute microscopic structures. So prokaryotic can be considered as microscopic structures also. Now this prokaryotic cell is called as incipient nucleus, and your eukaryotic cell is having nucleus called as true nucleus. This has to be remembered that in your prokaryotic cell, the nucleus is called incipient nucleus, and here in eukaryotic cell, the nucleus is called your true nucleus. This incipient nucleus is also called as nucleoid. It is also called as nucleoid. Now, nucleus, third point, nucleus is not bounded by nuclear membrane. I told you in the beginning only that the categorization, the differentiation in between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell has been done on the basis of presence of nuclear membrane. If nuclear membrane is absent around the nucleus, then the type of cell is prokaryotic cell. And if this nuclear membrane is present around the nucleus, then the type of cell is eukaryotic cell. Now children, inside the prokaryotic cell, inside the nucleus, nucleolus is absent. Now you all just know the names of the parts. When I will explain the diagram, all the names will be clear. So in the prokaryotic cell, nucleolus is absent, and in case of eukaryotic cell, nucleolus is present. Now in prokaryotic cell, nucleoplasm is differentiated into cytoplasm. And here in eukaryotic cell, nucleoplasm is present inside the nucleus. Now let us children move to the more differences between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Now here the point is saying that small ribosomes present here and there in the cytoplasm, and here big ribosomes attached to endoplasmic reticulum, which remains attached to nucleus. Here in prokaryotic cell, chloroplast is not well organized, but in case of eukaryotic cell, chloroplast is well organized. Here in prokaryotic, mitochondria is absent, but here your mitochondria is present in case of eukaryotic cell. Here in case of prokaryotic, circular DNA is present, and here in eukaryotic, linear DNA is present. Children, the examples of prokaryotics are bacteria, blue-green algae. Now blue-green algae is also called as cyanobacteria. And the examples of eukaryotic cells are plants, animals, human beings. These are the examples where your organisms are having eukaryotic cell. Children, till yet what I have told, that was the theory which was explaining the differences between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. I know that the theory is a little complicated and it was not easy to understand, but it will be more clear after the explanation which is given in form of diagram. So first I will be starting with eukaryotic. When you will understand the eukaryotic cell, all the structures which are present in the eukaryotic cell, when it will be clear, you can easily understand the prokaryotic cell also. So now let us move to the structural part, the diagram part of the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, which will clearly make out the difference between both. So children, on the board you can see that I have drawn two diagrams. On my left side I have drawn the diagram of eukaryotic cell, which is present in plants, animals, human beings. These all living organisms are having eukaryotic cell. And on my right side I have drawn prokaryotic cell, and these are present in bacteria, algae, all the small microscopic living organisms. Children, first I will explain the diagram of eukaryotic cell, and then I will be moving to the prokaryotic, and then you will be understanding that how complex the eukaryotic cell is. Children, I told you all that prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell is differentiated because of presence of nuclear membrane. So let us see that where nuclear membrane is present. Children, in this diagram I have drawn the cell of animal cell. How can we understand that it is animal cell? The outer membrane I have drawn only single layer, only one layer I have drawn, and the name I have mentioned cell membrane. If it would be plant cell, then one more wall I would have made, one more layer I could have made, and the name would be cell wall. But here only one wall I have made, and it is the outermost wall of the animal cell, and the name is cell membrane. Now inside the cell membrane of the cell, you can see this black dotted like structure I have drawn. This black dotted like structure is cytoplasm. This is your cytoplasm. This black dotted like structure is cytoplasm. cytoplasm. Hope you remember what is cytoplasm and protoplasm. So this dotted like structure is cytoplasm. Now children, in the center you can see that I have drawn this red color circular structure. This red color circular structure is nucleus. This is nucleus. And this nucleus is called as director of cell or brain of cell. So all the activities, all the functions performed by the cell will be controlled by this nucleus. So if the nucleus is having nuclear membrane, then the type of cell is eukaryotic cell. It means that this wall, this outer boundary is called as nuclear membrane. The nucleus is well protected by a wall. Suppose if your house is there and house is free, it is not having a boundary from all the sides. What will happen? It will be directly open to the road. When you make children a boundary all around your house, the house becomes protected within the boundary. Same thing is here children with the nucleus structure also. All the internal material of the nucleus is well protected by the nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane. Nuclear word is made from nucleus and membrane means wall. Nuclear membrane, nuclear wall. So all the material of nucleus is protected by a nuclear membrane or nuclear wall. So this nuclear membrane, if this is present, then the type of cell is eukaryotic cell. Now children, if you recall the points, I told you that in eukaryotic cell, inside the nucleus, your nucleoplasm is present. Now what is nucleoplasm? Now you understand the difference. The fluid present inside the cell is called cytoplasm. And the fluid present inside the nucleus is called nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm is also a dotted like structure, a fluid like structure. I have drawn with green color over here. So this nucleoplasm will remain inside this nuclear membrane only and cytoplasm is outside the nucleus. It means that nucleoplasm and cytoplasm will not get mixed with each other. Why? Because nucleoplasm is guarded by, is protected by nuclear membrane. So nucleoplasm is present inside the nucleus. Now this is nucleolus. Nucleolus is also present inside the nucleus itself. So, and the DNA is linear DNA. Linear DNA. What is linear DNA? Straight DNA. This is the linear DNA, straight. And what is DNA? Full form of DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. And this DNA, children, it is responsible to carry all the characters of an living organism. All the characters which an living organism possess, all the characters which the living organism carry from their parent to their next generation is present inside this DNA. So this DNA is also called as hereditary material which is transferred from one generation to another generation. And through this DNA only, the characters are also transferred from the parent to their children, to their offsprings. So this DNA is present inside the nucleus and the shape of DNA is linear. It is straight, string-like structure, it is straight. So inside the nucleus, children, your nuclear plasm is present, nucleolus is present, linear DNA is present. Where? Inside the nuclear membrane. So nuclear membrane is present and all the nuclear content is protected inside the nuclear membrane. Then I told you that in eukaryotic cell, big ribosomes are present and these big ribosomes are attached on endoplasmic reticulum. So children, this is endoplasmic reticulum. I have written in short ER. E for endoplasmic and R for reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum remains attached to the wall of nuclear membrane. You can see here I have drawn it. I have attached the nuclear endoplasmic reticulum with nuclear membrane, and this endoplasmic reticulum is having big ribosomes. So these ribosomes are present and they are attached to endoplasmic reticulum, and this endoplasmic reticulum is attached to the wall of nuclear membrane. This was the next point which I discussed. Now children, well developed, well organized chloroplast is also present inside the cells. Now children, this was a animal cell, so this chloroplast will be absent. Just for your understanding, I have made it. But in animal cell, chloroplast is absent, and in case of plant cell, chloroplast is present. Now what is the function of chloroplast? Function of chloroplast is to prepare food. It helps in photosynthesis. Inside the chloroplast, chlorophyll pigment is present, and this chlorophyll pigment helps in photosynthesis process, and photosynthesis process helps in making food in case of plants. So as I have drawn this animal cell, so your chloroplast will be absent. But in case of plant cell, if I draw the plant cell, chloroplast will be present. But for your explanation, to recall the point that chloroplast is well organized, so I made it over here, then again I have erased it. Now mitochondria is also present in the eukaryotic cell. So children, this was the all characters which are present inside the cell of eukaryotic organisms. Now children, you can see that how the complex the structures are. Chloroplast was present in plant cell. It is helping in photosynthesis. Mitochondria is present. It will help in forming energy. Nucleus is present. Nucleus is helping in controlling all the functions. Endoplasmic reticulum is present. It is a factory house. It will help in producing protein because ribosomes are attached here. Ribosomes are responsible for producing protein. So protein synthesis is supported by the endoplasmic reticulum. So this is a factory, and all the different functions like photosynthesis, energy production, protein production, fat production, all the different type of function is controlled by the nucleus, and this is called as division of labor. Now I hope you can understand that energy synthesis by mitochondria, protein synthesis by endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome, your food synthesis by chloroplast. So all the cell organelles are having their own different functions. So this is division of labor, and all the functions are controlled by nucleus. But it is not the point over here. The point is that on the basis of presence of nuclear membrane, your eukaryotic cell is over here. So eukaryotic cell is well boundary. It is well protected by nuclear membrane. Now children, if I move to prokaryotic cell, now you can see that how complex the structure of eukaryotic was and how simple the structure of prokaryotic is. Now I have drawn a structure. You can suppose it that it is a prokaryotic cell of a bacteria, and this is your outer wall, outer boundary, outer membrane called as cell membrane. Inside also your cytoplasm is present. This dotted structure is present, and this dotted structure is called your cytoplasm. Now inside the cytoplasm, you can see this circular DNA. Here you have seen that the DNA was linear and it was protected inside the nuclear membrane. But here you can see that no nucleus is present. No nuclear membrane is present. Nuclear membrane is absent, but DNA is present. And DNA is also in circular form. It is not linear, it is circular. And in some of the plant microscopic organisms, chloroplast may be present, and this chloroplast is not well developed. And children, here and there in the cytoplasm, small ribosomes are also spreaded. This is your ribosomes. So children, the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell is clear to you all. How simple the prokaryotic cell is and how complex the eukaryotic cell is. So all the complex living organisms are made up of eukaryotic cell, and all the bacteria-like organisms, blue-green-like algae-like organisms are all prokaryotic cell. Now children, we shall move to the last type of the cell, that is depending on the basis of organisms. And I told you that on the basis of organisms, there are two types of cell. If the cell is present in plants, then the cell is called as plant cell. And if it is present in animals, then it is called as animal cells. So children, we are now going to discuss about the differences between plant cell and animal cell. And later on, slowly, gradually, by the help of diagrams and all the parts, you will be understanding that which part is present, that which are the different type of cell organelles present inside the cell. Today, here in these differences, I will only be explaining the difference between the two type of cells. Now children, in case of plant cells, these plant cells are present only in plants. And these animal cells are present only and only in animals. I told you that the cell present in animal is called as animal cell and the cell present in plant is called as plant cell. Now children, while explaining the diagram of eukaryotic cell, I told you all that if it was the case of plant cell, then the outer wall of the cell would be cell wall. So here, in case of plant cell, the cell wall is present as outer membrane. If I draw a diagram of a cell over here, cell, then this cell is having one more layer from outside. And this, another layer, another protective layer, this one is called as cell wall. And the inner wall is called as cell membrane. So in case of plant cell wall is present, two walls are there, and the outer wall is cell wall and the inner wall is cell membrane. But in case of animal cell, only one layer is present, only one wall is present, and this outer wall is called as cell membrane. Children, always remember that in case of plant cell wall is present, and in case of animal cell, your outer wall is cell membrane, cell wall is absent. Now, here in case of plant cell, plastids are present. Plastids are responsible for photosynthesis process. And as it is in plants, so photosynthesis occurs in plant cells. So plastid cell organelle is present in plant cell. And there is no role of plastid in animals because animals are heterotrophic. So they are dependent on food on others. So here your plastid is absent. Now children, in case of plant cell, mitochondria is present, whereas in case of animal cell, mitochondria is also present. In case of plant cell children, endoplasmic reticulum is present. Similarly, in animal cell also, endoplasmic reticulum is present. Now, Golgi complex in case of plant cell is present, but there are many units of Golgi complex. Only one Golgi complex is not present. There are many Golgi bodies present in case of plant cell. Whereas in case of animal cell also, Golgi complex is present, Golgi body is present, but it is only one. Always remember that in case of animal cell, one Golgi body is present, whereas in case of plant cell, many units of Golgi complex is present. Now, in case of plant cell, vacuoles are present, whereas in case of animal cell also, vacuoles are present. Now, what is vacuole? Vacuole is a vacant space, empty space present inside the cell to create a vacuum inside. The whole cell is not made up of inner content like cytoplasm and your cell organelles. A small space is left over which is vacant, which is empty, and that vacant space is called as vacuoles. So these vacuoles are present in case of both plant cell and animal cell. But where is the difference? In case of plant cell, vacuoles are many. Several vacuoles are present. Many vacuoles are present in case of plant cell. But in case of animal cell, these vacuoles are less in number. Here in plant cell, one more organelle called as centrioles is absent. But in case of animal cells, your centrioles are present. Now children, all these cell organelles, we will be one by one describing in detail, and at that time you will be understanding that what is the structural and functional part of these cell organelles. Today the topic was the types of cell, and I have discussed all the 3 types and hope that you have understood. Thank you.